Salam guys, Ritz Carlton part 3. Waafrika kujeni hapa, tujishike masikio tena. Yes, neocolonialism is back. And do you want me to tell you how it's coming back? It just built itself a 5-star safari camp in the heart of the Maraa. And do you want me to show you how our leaders are collaborators? You remember collaborators during colonialism? Yes. It's just that now they're more advanced. They even wear suits. But then again, look at how they're dressed. They camouflage. And again, they look just like the people. This is a betrayal of the Masai people. Now, Ritz Carlton is under Marriott International, a US giant hospitality company. What about the land? What about the agreements? What about the political insulation? All facilitated by local elites, local business partners, and local power brokers, who act as brokers between foreign corporations like Marriott International and the Kenyan land, the Masai Maraa. Now, this is what is happening at the Maraa. It's not just about the hotel. It's the continuation of a 500-year script. Yes, 500-year script, unfortunately. So foreign power seeks profit, local gatekeepers enforce compliance, nature and indigenous people pay the price and suffer the consequences. I keep on telling you, colonization never ended. It just upgraded its logo, changed its uniform. And now, in Kenya, today, in the Maraa, it checks under the name Ritz Carlton. Stay tuned for part 4. I want to talk about the Masai people, how they are a nation within a nation. Salam, guys.
I just want to urge all our friends and supporters, lovers of wildlife and animals in Maraa that we should pray and be optimistic as we pursue the legal process. And I have total faith in our judicial system that in the end, whatever the courts decide, we are going to be bound by that. So I want to thank everyone and to let everyone know that our commitment remains unchanged, remains steadfast, and we will continue even beyond this case to advocate for the right management, protection, and conservation of the wildlife of the Masai Maraa Game Reserve. Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Mitame Yololda Pash. I'm from Narok, Masai Maraa, and I'm here to give a brief statement on the Masai Maraa lawsuit, which, as you all know, is active and going on in court. So I'm going to read my brief statement because we've had a lot of pressure, people wanting to know how the lawsuit is going, and we haven't been talking for the last 2 weeks, and it's a public interest matter. I feel obliged to give you a very brief update as follows. In light of the recent developments with regard to the Masai Maraa lawsuit, I wish to issue a brief, respectful statement herewith. First and foremost, I affirm my utmost respect for our courts and the entire judicial system of our country and the rule of law. A temporary gag order has been issued restricting me from discussing certain matters related to this case. And I fully intend to comply with this directive and will not comment publicly on any issue that may affect the integrity of the judicial process, as I remain committed to ensuring that the proceedings unfold fairly and without interference. So I respect the courts very much. I'm respectful to the courts, and I'll do everything to the best of my understanding to make sure that I comply with the court orders. Within the limits of what I am permitted to share, I can confirm that the case remains active and is progressing through proper legal channels. We are hopeful that the upcoming hearings and determinations will allow for a thorough and just examination of the environmental, legal, and community concerns. The case continues to draw significant global attention, reflecting the deep public interest in safeguarding the Masai Mara, upholding the environmental protection, ensuring that all development respect both law and the rights of the indigenous communities. Specifically, we are talking about the Masai Mara. We appreciate continued concerns, solidarity, and responsible reporting from our partners, allies, and members of the public here and abroad. Case has continued to attract a lot of attention, both here in our country and beyond, and we just ask for responsible reporting as we continue to pursue the legal process. Finally, as soon as the court allows or permits further information to be shared, we will provide a comprehensive update. Until then, we remain steadfast in our commitment to due process, transparency, and the protection of one of the most important ecosystems on the planet. Thank you very much. That is a statement I had, and I had to issue this statement due to public demand, people wanting to know what's going on, and that's a much I can share, considering that there are directives from the court. There are directives from the court that I cannot talk about the matters concerning this case right now. I just want to urge all our friends and supporters, lovers of wildlife and animals in Maraa, that we should pray and be optimistic as we pursue the legal process. And I have total faith in our judicial system that in the end, whatever the courts decide, we are going to be bound by that. So I want to thank everyone and to let everyone know that our commitment remains unchanged, remains steadfast, and we will continue, even beyond this case, to advocate for the right management, protection, and conservation of the wildlife of the Masai Mara Game Reserve. We also have to continue fighting for the rights of the Masai people, not only in this part of the county, but also those living along the corridors, the wildlife corridors, and around the park, because they are the stewards of our wildlife. And that is our commitment beyond what we are going through right now, the case that we have before us. And so conservation continues to be an important thing to all of us as a community and as Kenyan people and as the world. And so we are very grateful for all the concerns and the support that we've received about the conservation efforts in Masai Mara Game Reserve. So thank you so much.
Marriott hotels are trying to silence a Masai elder who is trying to defend the Great Migration. Why is this happening? Because Marriott Hotels is attempting to build a Ritz-Carlton in the path of the famous Serengeti Great Migration. Maitami Olo Depash, a Masai elder, along with other Masai elders, sued the hotel chain to block this hotel from being built. But of course, these corporate wealthy businessmen are trying to silence him, and they successfully got a gag order on him. You can see in this message here that he sent to another advocate that they are trying to silence him, and so he is asking everyone to spread the word. They are trying to silence him because his campaign is working. There are hundreds of thousands of people that are outraged that Marriott Hotels would have the audacity to put a hotel in the path of the Great Migration. There was a hearing on November 4th where Marriott and Ritz-Carlton did not show up again. This case was supposed to be a single panel judge, but petitioners requested a 4 to 6 panel judge due to the national and ecological importance of this case. The court did agree with them that this case was too important for a single panel judge. In this photo, you can see an elephant trying to retrace its ancient migratory corridors as it states in the photo, with the Ritz-Carlton being constructed behind it. Like, just the audacity baffles me. So many animals in Africa that are only found in Africa are already threatened by extinction due to poaching and the illegal wildlife trade, which happens in the United States more than you think. Wealthy white businessmen from the United States are one of the most prominent groups that go to Africa and kill these animals. You see proponents of the hotel arguing that Africa relies on tourism. So many people go to Africa for safaris and to see the Great Migration. This will just help their economy. What happens when the animals that people go to Africa to see are not there anymore? What then? You're looking at a short-term positive impact with long-term negative results. And at the end of the day, if Masai elders, a native tribe to Kenya, are saying that this hotel should not be built, those are the people you should be listening to. If the court rules with Marriott hotels, all it shows is that the highest bidder can win over indigenous rights, environmental rights, animal rights, and that anything can be developed for the right amount of money. If you know me, you know that African animals are my biggest passion in the entire world. The entire reason I went to law school for animal law was to work in international wildlife law and try to strengthen United States protections over animals in Africa. My number one bucket list item is to go to Africa and see the Great Migration in an ethical and respectful way. I've said it once and I'll say it again. The only reason these animals are not extinct is because of the work of rangers who put their lives on the line every year protecting these animals. About 200 rangers die every year protecting animals from poachers. The indigenous tribes that sue on cases like this and get gag orders against them because they are trying to stop a hotel from being built in the path of the Great Migration. Something that they should not have to do in the first place. There's a lady on Instagram called Jungle Doctor. Her handle is jungle_doctor. I'll put it here, and she has been involved in this case a lot. She gives great updates, so go follow her. They want you to speak out. Do not let this gag order silence what is happening. I'll put a screenshot here of ways she said you can help. Email Kenya's Tourism and Wildlife Department, contact Marriott Hotels and Ritz-Carlton Hotels, and ask them to respect the Great Migration in Kenya. I hate that this is even a topic of conversation, but I hope people see this video and speak out so this hotel is not built.
Ground inasema aje? Ground inasema aje? Eh.